spirits have to soar. With you I share the gift that we now know. Oh, 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 oh. Love is my religion. 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 Hey, you can take it or leave it, and you don't have to believe it. Well, I'm done searching now. I found out what this life is worth. Not in the books that I find, hey, but by searching my mind. I don't condemn, I don't convert. This is a calling, have you heard? Bring all the lovers to the fore. No one is gonna lose their soul, because love is my religion. 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 Hey, you can take it or leave it, and you don't have to believe it. Hey! Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. It's my religion. And you can take it or leave it. Now do you believe?
Good morning. So it's two services together. Look at the people you don't know. Say hi, wave. Good. And I swear there's some folks I've never seen before, so I expect hands up when it comes to first-timers. We're glad to have you all with us today. It's fun to meet the people that we don't see all the time. Am I on now? Okay. I can do it without this, too. So. Yeah. So we come together each week to celebrate our oneness with each other and with God. And at Unity, we welcome people of every culture, lifestyle, and creed, and we honor the many paths to God, the many names for God and Spirit, and the many ways in which we each experience that entity. And we give thanks for the presence of God within each of us and the expression of grace and truth and love in each of our lives. And today we're joining with thousands of people around the world reading today's daily word, which is meditation. I'm open to a greater awareness of God within. Meditation restores my soul and re-energizes me. As I turn to the quiet within, I breathe deeply and relax. I clear my mind of all conscious thoughts. Each one is like a leaf floating gently downstream. I may focus on a word or a phrase as a mantra of peace. As I become still, my mind and heart open to a greater awareness of God. In the stillness, peace and love surround me. I transcend the external world and enter a light-filled place of tranquility and understanding, where I receive the blessings of God. As I close my time in meditation, I gently pull myself back from the solitude of the silence. I gradually become aware of the sounds around me. Revitalized, centered, and peaceful, I return to the activities of the day. And from Psalm 49, the meditation of my heart shall be understanding. And now Reverend Heidi's going to update us on the week.
Thank you. So let's breathe in together. Yeah, so do you feel rested? An extra hour? A later service? I don't know why I was having breakfast. I was thinking, pretty soon I'm going to get going. I mean, this is just, sometimes you get so relaxed. So I'm so glad we've come together. I call this the Love, Light, and Laughter Family Reunion. Yes! You're going to see all kinds of people that sleep a little later than you and some people that wake up earlier than you. And it's a great thing because we're all unity in Chicago. And this is we probably will just do this once a year. So, don't worry. We'll have you greet each other, all those people that, love to hug and shake and all that stuff. All right. So it has been, I want to start by saying Juan Ramirez is off on a job experience today. And so we are blessing our dear Ross Colby in running our AV today. So yes. So why don't we just start with the blessing for Ross, because it's a big job over there. So Ross, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you in all your wisdom. And it's going to be perfect. And you're enough. So it doesn't matter. It's all great. All right. So a couple of things that happened this week. First of all, we thanked our board of trustees that has been with us for 2013 and 2014, an incredible group of people that have held the high watch for all of us who have gotten together once, twice a month, many phone calls, emails, all about you all and holding the high watch for this church. So we want to give them a big round of applause in a moment. Let's see, is their picture up here? We had an appreciation dinner on Monday night. And so our board, and if anybody was on the Carol Gadbaugh or Joni Hoffer, if y'all are here, we'd like to thank you all too. Marilyn Jaffe, Shar Bennington, GC, Bob Moore, Ann Cleary, Jocelyn Johnson, Rosie Banks, Donna Burns. If you all will please stand, we want to give you all a big round of applause. It's been Carol. Yes, and you all give them big hugs, and you all can take a deep breath. Yes, they've done a fantastic job. And so a couple of things. First of all, we are all going to Costa Rica. We've decided not to freeze all of January, February, March. So we have a great group going. We're going from February 18th through the 25th. And we have 11 people going. And so yes. And if you want to go, they're extending the $100 discount through November the 3rd. So you would be in touch with Jim Kramer at jim@spirit-tour.com. You can sign up. We'll hook you up with Jim. So basically, they're cutting off the tour at 16. So if you want to go, please, it's a $250 deposit, and the universe will work out the rest, as it always does. So if inspiration and Costa Rica's in your heart, say yes and watch it work out. Watch the universe plot for your good. All righty. Let us see here. Wayne Muller, we are continuing to journey with our book, A Life of Being, Having, and Doing Enough. And Wayne's going to be here in 2 weeks, and he is a tremendous soul. He embodies everything he writes. He's written so many best-selling books. Oprah did a whole series on his book, How Then Shall We Live? And he's reducing his price about half to come and be with us, our fee. But we want at least 100 people to be here. It's a Friday night experience with Wayne, sort of a meditative service, talking about, how does it feel to be enough? And then a whole day of practicing what a life of being, having, and doing enough feels like. And so it's Friday night is it's $35, and then Saturday is $85. And if you come and you put them both together and just come and infuse yourself with enough, it's $110, and we just love for everyone to come. Again, it's 2 weeks out, so please tell us you're coming if you're coming, because it's really remarkable to be around people that have been in this consciousness for so long. So Wayne's a real supporter of unity and our teachings. All right, so on Wednesday night, we've had wonderful Wednesday night cafes. They've just grown, and Wednesday night services. We had, let's see. So yeah, this Wednesday, we're going to have Peggy Lipschutz with us. As you all know, is Peggy here? Peggy, stand up. Yes. So Peggy is so much the thing, they've made a film about her life. So we're going to watch it. It's a 30-minute film. We'll talk with Peggy a little bit about, being the extraordinary soul she is. So Wednesday at 7:30, and one of our newest staff members, Margaret Sherfico, is a chef, and she's going to cook for us, and she's going to have a little Latin flair. Do we have a picture of Margaret? Anyway, Margaret 6:30 and Peggy at 7:30, so come be with us on Wednesday night. What else? Well, yes, Latin flair, yes. Margaret ran the cafe at the Unity Church in San Diego. So we are so glad. There's Margaret. Yay, Margaret. All right. Well, so she's a new member of our team. And anybody says that they can cook, like they're hired, right? Okay, so that's the deal there. All right, so in the first Sunday of the month, we celebrate your birthday. We're so glad you were born. And if any of you are born in the month of November, that would also be myself. Hey, I'm going to get a rose. And so if you're born in the month of November, please stand. We want to give you a rose. And yes. And we're going to sing. And we're going to sing. It's a tough crowd. All right. So we're going to sing, everybody, because, without a song, it's just not the same. And in place of the name, we're going to say loved ones, all right? Okay, so. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear loved ones. Happy All right, and I'd like to say if it's your birthday in November, just because I can make this up, you get a free chicken dinner today. Yes, all right, because that's right, I like chicken. It's just the way it works. All right, so after the service, we're having a chicken dinner. Right afterward, we have vegetarian options also, and then we're all coming together for our annual meeting. And I invite you all to come. We're going to talk about the year and all the incredible things that have happened this year, and we're going to elect our, what is happening? All right, so I was just like, do I have something on my shirt? And then we're going to elect new board members, people that, again, will hold the high watch for you all for the whole year. So please come. That's at 1 o'clock right here, in River City. Okay, so right here. Okay, so I'd like for you all to stand up and say to one another, I'm glad you're here. You're right on time. Okay? So we breathe in to our favorite affirmation. I am full of myself. I am full of myself. All right, so breathe in because you are incredible. All right, we're so grateful to have sort of course, Peter Polzak, the Peter Polzak Trio, yes. Sarah and Bill. And we welcome our goddess of music, Maggie Bynum.
Thank you. I call it November because I don't like the word no. When I was growing up, I never liked birthdays in November because we always lost the trees. The leaves on the trees, not the trees, but it always got cold. But you know what? No matter what's going on, when I come here, you just don't know what you guys look like from here. You're so beautiful, and there's so much love. It really is. I asked Peter if I could do this song, and because this is how I feel, and this is what I feel about the future of unity. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed days and dark sacred nights. And I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbows, so pretty in the sky, are also like the faces of people here nearby. I've seen friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? You're right on time. They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I'll watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful Peter Polzak. Oh yes. The colors of the rainbows, so pretty in the sky, are also on each face of people sitting by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? You're enough. They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I'll watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than you and I will ever know. And I think to myself,
All right, okay. It was still June, 1983, and I was on probation. And I was in a group of people that were on probation, and we were all on probation for multiple driving while intoxicated offenses. Not really the goal of my life, but I was there. And there was a gentleman speaking to us that had 10 years of sobriety. I couldn't imagine 10 minutes of sobriety, but he had 10 years of sobriety. My life at that time felt hopeless, helpless, dark, and I absolutely didn't know why I was alive. And I didn't know how to live. I didn't know how to live without drinking. I didn't know how to live with drinking. I didn't have a vehicle anymore. I had very few friends. And I felt completely lost. And so as this gentleman was speaking, there's something in me that was sort of this beam of light in tremendous darkness that started to recognize as he was speaking that this was a soul disease, that this was a broken heart, that this was a spirit that had been unacknowledged. And that's what addiction was. And he told me, and he told all of us, that there wasn't anything bad about us, that we just had an illness, that we had a dis-ease. We were out of our sense of ease, out of our sense of life. And there was something new that was now in my consciousness. And every time I talk about it, I still want to cry, but I cried and cried because I recognized I was grieving a life I hadn't lived. I was grieving a presence of God that I'd never known. I was grieving that my life, I'd been really the walking dead rather than a sense of any kind of life force within me. And during the break, I went up to this man and I said, how is it that you could have 10 years of sobriety? How does that work? And he said, all I have is today. He said, whoever got up the earliest this morning has the most sobriety. And he said, it's about this day. And in my fogged mind, in my shut down heart, in my hopeless way of seeing the world, I could understand that. I could understand in this moment, I wasn't drinking. In this moment, I was having this very awakening conversation with this person. And this person that had something I wanted. This person that was living a life that seemed to be working, that seemed to be purposeful, that seemed to be sane. And there was a gentleman that he showed us the film of a Catholic priest, Father Martin. Some of you may know him. And he was doing a process called the chalk talk. And it was the same kind of thing, that alcoholism is not about being a person that chooses it as much as a person that is going to awaken through it. And that the opportunity to really see the things in our life that feel like the greatest challenges and the greatest burdens are strangely a gift. And the process of being able to awaken is why we're all here on this planet. And so my understanding at that time, and it's still my understanding today, is that this life really is one day at a time, one breath at a time, one thought at a time. And all of that, well lived, allows us to be here today. And I'll tell you, that day was the day I quit drinking. But I will tell you, it's not the day I quit being mean to myself or having low self-esteem or having any idea what my life was about, but it was an important day. And as we are here as a community called Unity in Chicago, there was a day that someone, and I don't even really know exactly who it was, decided to hold a community called Unity in Chicago. And there was a day that Reverend Mike Matoyan came in and was part of this community. And there was a day that through many people, this church was found. Craig Seeloff told that story. And how many people were part of then this building. And some of you were here today, 25 years ago. And then Reverend Mike died, and Reverend Sarah came on, and then Reverend Ed was here, and Reverend Erica was here, and Reverend Russ was here, and Reverend Sandy was here, and all of you had different experiences with that, and each of them were days. And you came through it, whatever it was, whether there was a challenge or whether there was a joy, but you kept showing up. And I really am 100% sure that you kept showing up because you want to live your life. You want to do the thing that you're here to do. I remember there was a lady at a meeting that I went to about 9 months later that said two things. She said, I am living the life that I was born to live. And I thought, gosh, I've never even thought about that, but I like it. And then she said, I haven't had a drink or a drug for so many years. And I thought, oh, I thought this was just about drinking. You mean it's drugs too? So I had to change my sobriety date. Yes. They say sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. And it took me 9 months to even hear that. So I am amazed as we're on this spiritual path. It sounds funny. It was but it's interesting, isn't it? I have many of you that I talk to one-on-one, and you come in and you say, I just discovered this. Something about something you love, that you've always loved. And because you feel safe here to explore yourself and explore who you are, it's like love is my religion. It's really about being with myself, being in my mind. Somebody will say, I just figured this out about myself. I just figured out I can paint. I can cook. I want to be in a relationship. I want to be free. I just recognized I can do that. Because my friends, I believe that really what we're addicted to is not being enough. Every single time it's not enough. I studied something in college because my dad told me to study it, and because I didn't know I was wise enough to choose what I wanted to study at 17 years old, I gave him that power, because I wasn't enough. I've selected many things in my life that weren't right for me, that the world told me were okay for me, because I felt like I wasn't enough. One of the guys I married, I've been married twice, was so excited about getting married, I thought, well, it must be a good idea, he was a yacht broker. Who needs a yacht? He sold yachts. He could sell marriage. Nobody really needs a yacht. But the point is how many things we do because we think something's missing in us and somebody's going to do it for us. Or somebody's telling us something and they think it's a good idea, and we are so quick to give up what's really true about us. So I wonder if life, when I know I'm enough, is just about this day. This day. And I'll tell you something. I'm going to read something Father Martin said. It's a Sanskrit poem. And then at the end of the 20 minutes together, I'll read it again and see if this is shifted for you. He said, look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of achievement. All are experiences of time. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes yesterday a dream of happiness, every tomorrow a vision of hope. So look well, therefore, to this day. It's beautiful, isn't it? And I remember when I was, I was getting taken to that probation weekend, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, and I couldn't even imagine a vision of hope or sort of a dream of happiness. I was like, yeah, whatever. But I knew that if I drank again, as a judge told me. Those judges are great to get you sober. If I ever see you, young lady, with any alcohol, you're going to be in jail for the rest of your life. I'm like, but that didn't get me sober. What got me sober was what we do here, was this example of living, was this gentleman that had 10 years of sobriety. So we're here in this journey of how do I allow myself to be present? How do I allow myself to be present in my life? Because I am unique. I'm never coming again. You, in this perfectness of you, it's not going to happen again. They broke the mold. I know my mom said, thank God. But they broke the mold for all of us. So how is it that we say, what is it that is my joy? How is it that I bring this kind of energy to life? So we look at how do we stay in this day? How do we stay in this moment? Martin Luther King, had a dream. And he said, his quote is, and I wonder if we could put that up there, if not I could just read it. It says, a journey begins, almost. I like that one too, though. We'll be back with that. Thank you, poor Ross. Okay, right, okay. A journey begins with small steps. Don't focus on a far-off destination if you're not clear how to get there. Build a foundation that is solid for you. We get to new places one step at a time. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just the first step. All right, and I know this kind of goes against some of our visioning, vision, even if you don't know how you're going to get there. But the point of this statement is that our feeling nature is what we're really working with. So this journey to get excited about your life working, you can bring that right into this moment. And then the whole staircase is just that one step. So we're looking at how do we stay in the day? And I've got 3 questions for you when we look at what is a life of enough, how to be in the day. And the first question is, what is your energy? How do you manage your energy for one day? The next question is, how do you listen with your heart? And thirdly, how much spaciousness do you have in your thinking? How much spaciousness do you have in your world? All right. So Wayne, he talks about in this chapter about energy, about getting ill, and he couldn't move. And he recognized he had to make a choice. Can I answer the phone and talk to a friend? Or can I get a cup of tea? That he had to make that choice. And I wonder how many of us don't even think about our energy. We're just going around, and like those little kids at the end of the day, they go kerplop, right? And so we don't think about how much energy we're putting into life, and that's why we can feel overwhelmed. He said, I learned that even emotions require energy. Friendliness, being open to conversation, even hope for the future, needs energy. I realized how recklessly we spend or waste our precious energy on so many frivolous matters throughout a normal day, each of which drain us in small, imperceptible ways, unless you have so little of it that you make choices only to do this or only that. I don't know about you all, but when I had one operation in my whole life, but when I did, I had to, really slow the heck down. I had to ask for a lot of help. I couldn't move. I couldn't pick up more than 5 pounds, so my mother put it on the scale. Your purse weighs 5.5 pounds. You can't touch it. I'm like, okay. But I had to really practice how to be in this experience of slowing down. Our perception is that we can always access more energy. Y'all thought that? Through exercise, diet, lifestyle, supplements. Did y'all bring my wheatgrass? Yeah, okay, all right. Hormones, energy drinks. It's a dangerous illusion that allows us to wildly overestimate how much we actually are capable of taking on which new relationship, task, or responsibility. Let's breathe in, right? Because I don't know about you all, but most people are running, in a big rush to finish this to-do list, rather than I wonder if we looked at our day and said, is there enough on this? Is there a few things I could take off? Do I have that kind of honesty with my friends and with my work that I can say that I can't do that today, maybe next week? I know that I have so much energy. And I know one of our employees said, if I work on my day off, I'm going to get really grumpy. I'm like, thank you. Thanks for saying that. Because how do we monitor this energy? So I invite us in this journey of enough to be able to look at your day and say, what's on my plate? And is it too much? Or maybe it's more that you want to put on more, but I doubt it seriously. And am I able to, do I have my exercise? Do I have my downtime? For prosperity class, I committed to walk dogs. And it's my favorite part of my day. I just hang out with the dogs. They smell, they stop, they're not going fast. It's amazing what 4 legs can do when they don't want to go fast. Right? But I have to slow down. I'm like, come on, everybody, we got a schedule. They're like, I don't get it. So this idea of how do we really watch our energy and how do we learn from one another and not just keep, putting it on to be superhuman. It doesn't work. And I know you all can relate to this. So our second question is, do we listen from our heart? Wayne shares an amazing story about his son. And I want to read it just because I think it's a fascinating experience. He says, when my son Max was 15 years old, he had one of the hardest years of his life. We had just moved. He had little self-confidence. He did not feel engaged in academics, and he was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder. He hated school, his teachers, himself, his appearance, and his parents. We were called weekly to meet with this or that teacher who was upset, angry, and disappointed with Max's behavior. He was threatened with expulsion more than once. They said we had to make sure he showed up to school on time, prepared with homework complete and ready to be turned in promptly. So every night became a struggle and an endless fight about Max's homework. One night, I realized it was time again to go downstairs and yell at Max about his homework, which was due the next day, which I'd been telling him to work on for a week and which I knew he hadn't even begun. But for some reason, on this particular night, I simply couldn't do it anymore. I knew that if I spent one more night of my life, of our life together, yelling at him about his homework, that something deep and essential might fracture. And it might never be repaired. So halfway down the stairs, I sat down. I was silent for a while. This even got Max's attention. I told him that I didn't care anymore if he did his homework. In fact, I didn't care if he passed his classes. I didn't care if he got kicked out. I didn't care if he graduated. I told him I would support him in whatever he chose to do, however I could. But I wasn't going to fight with him about school anymore. This was his life. And it was time for him to accept the consequences. I went upstairs, closed the door, and all I remember is playing music on my guitar, listening for the old visceral comfort I used to find in music when I was his age. I had to listen deep and long, trusting that whatever angels or spirits or grace had lifted me up and held me in times of feeling lost and frightened or confused would also be there for him to call on. And when he decided he needed them. He did fail. He did drop out. Then a few months later, he got his GED and began taking classes at the local community college. Now at 19, he works with orphans in India, is studying Hindi with a professor from Banaras Hindu University, and is volunteering with an organization working to help clean up the Ganges River. What happened? I saw clearly that no matter how much I try to do the right thing, make him go to school, make him do his homework, make him get good grades, make him graduate, that I could still never, ever guarantee that he would get excited about school, do well, go to a good college, have a great career, or find his passion. This he needed to find for himself, which in the end, he did. So what I find from what Wayne is explaining to us is listening is something deep. It's something in the experience of saying, what was I doing at that age when you're thinking about another person? I have this process when couples come and see me. I say, have one person speak, and then I say, tell me what you heard them say. And it's fascinating to see how people go, oh, no, I'm already defending myself. I didn't hear what they said. And so this idea of really listening and hearing what the people around us are saying. And without my opinion, or without, no, that really wasn't correct, but to be able to say, this is what I heard you say. And this is what Wayne was doing with his son. And isn't that really what loving people is to listen to them? Like that man listened to me when I said, how do you get 10 years of sobriety? He said, today. So I want to show you a film that we made here. Ben Hollis made it. Where is Ben? You just raise your, there's Ben. Yes, thank you, Ben. And it was about people listening to their heart. And it was many of you at the picnic. And we're going to put this on our website, but it is part of the story of Unity in Chicago. You're in it. You're in it. We lower the lights. Oh, we're going to need to... Let's see. I think maybe somebody could help him. Can we lower the screen? I think we need to lower the screen too. It's a DVD. So if we could lower the screen. Tudor building, our fun-loving minister, our amazing garden. Greetings and welcome to Unity in Chicago, located in the jewel of the Midwest, Chicago, Illinois. We are a spiritual community of light, love, laughter, and lavish living. And sure, what makes Unity in Chicago so special is our 1920s Tudor building, our fun-loving minister, our amazing garden. But what makes the church come alive is the people.
The first day I came to Unity, I cried, and so did my husband, because we felt like we came home.
And after about 5 minutes of the service, we turned and looked at each other and just said, boy, this is it. We found it.
I feel very inspired here.
Unity, food, sunshine, positive vibes. I love it.
Right.
I love Unity. It enabled me to foster and adopt more children, which is something I always had wanted to do, but had no idea how I could do it.
Unity has given me I want to say tools, that word, but what it really has given me is that confidence and that reassurance that I'm loved no matter who I am.
So it was really nice to find that Unity is a place where one might find a life partner. I certainly did.
And they say, go to the place, do the thing you love to do, and that person will be drawn to you.
We know we're accepted, and that unlike so many other faith communities, we really can openly and actively contribute, not just individually, but as a couple.
How Unity has helped me is kind of reminding me that it's important to keep loving no matter what, and having laughter and spreading that around the world.
Don't be attached to the outcome. Just bring the love wherever I go, and just know that God's using me right where I am, right here, right now.
Appreciate the things that you have in your life. rather than look external, to look internal at all the things that are already there.
At my church, we believe that abundance is our natural state of being, and that I knew that I would find another job.
When I came into Unity, I was more withdrawn. I didn't feel like I could be a leader. I was in a really dark place, and now all I want to do is be a part of this program and help other people.
It's made me able to go through different transitions in my work life. When I didn't know what to do next, all of a sudden the right answer was there. It's given me a spiritual life that I never thought I would have.
We honor and celebrate people of every walk of life.
Here we teach that God won't judge you and that everybody's accepted and you're not supposed to be scared. And no matter what you are, who you are, people will love you and appreciate you and accept you.
Come visit us at Unity in Chicago, a spiritual community of... We're free, we're unlimited, there are no chains to bind us. Come and play, you're worth it. Greetings and welcome to Unity. Created, you know, where some people are going, that's the last time I show up at a picnic. It was lovely, very lovely. So listening with our heart, you know, how important it is, and I really love that film because it does show that how we get to listen with our heart here, and how by doing that, like Kurt said, it's not the external, it's the internal. It's the experience of, you know, I really am alive, and I've sort of forgotten the magnificence of being this person that will never come again. So our final question is, how much spaciousness is in your life? There's a Tibetan parable that talks about if you have a tablespoon of salt and you put it in a glass of water and you drink it, it'll taste really bitter. But if you put a tablespoon of salt into a really large, clear, beautiful lake and you drink that water, it'll taste beautiful. And so the question is your mind, is your consciousness like a glass of water? Or is it as big as a lake? And that's what we're really asking ourselves as we wonder about our ability to be enough, our ability to be in the day. Can we have enough spaciousness to understand I'm worth slowing down? I'm worth taking care of myself. I'm worth saying no when I need to say no. I'm worth recognizing that this is a very fragile experience being human. It's not something that we're these robotic people and robotic creatures that you see on in movies. We're very precious and tender. And I always want us to recognize that we're taking care of that little kid that is you. And you wouldn't push a kid any farther than it needs to go, as Wayne did. But the idea is, how do we really be in our consciousness? And how do we show up? The other idea that he talks about is what he calls artificial emergencies. Can you all recognize when something happens and you're like, oh, something's on fire? And I do have one other little bitty clip I want to show you that you may feel like this when things happen in your life. All right, we're going to show one more little clip and then we'll close up here. Maybe. But...
Yosemite Sam! It's Yosemite Sam! Yosemite, yeah, Yosemite Sam! The roughest, toughest He-Man, stuffest hombre has ever crossed the Rio Grande. And I ain't no man be pandy. Now all of you skunks clear out of here!
My, weren't there a lot of skunks in here?
All right, okay. weird things occur to me when I'm doing talks, right? I mean, you know, when you just feel like when things happen to you sometimes, instead of being able to be spacious, we can turn into Yosemite Sam, right? And everything's an emergency. So when we know we're enough, we can actually breathe and we can stop and we can say what they also say in the recovery program, which is, how important is it? Can we say that together? How important is it? And let's breathe in. Because he says, unless someone is turned up at your doorstep bleeding and you can take them to the hospital, it's probably not an emergency. So how do we work with these experiences of being enough, being in the day, knowing that life really is one day at a time, one breath at a time, and one thought at a time? And so I'd like you to take out your affirmation card. You could be sitting on it, keeping it warm. And it's quite simple, so I'll say it once, then we can say it together. I say, when I slow down, everything is enough, this breath is enough, this day is enough, I am enough. All right? Okay? Together. When I slow down, everything is enough, this breath is enough, this day is enough, and I am enough. All right. So that really is what this life is about. It's really not moving faster than the pace of life. This breath is enough. You are enough. This day is enough. And let me read our Sanskrit poem one more time. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence. The bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of achievement are all but experiences of time. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision, and today well lived makes yesterday a dream of happiness, every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look therefore well to this day. Namaste. Yes. All right, so we're going to breathe in to being enough. And we're going to practice what was told to me many years ago. Whoever got up earliest is the most spiritual. That this day is absolutely 100% perfect. We're blessed this day to have the beautiful sun that shines through the windows of this wonderful sanctuary and warms our skin. This beautiful season that the true colors of the leaves are turning, and when we see it, we think, gosh, I'm living in a masterpiece of life. I found myself perhaps addicted to a small, untrue, unclear version of myself. Just because I grew up or was told that something was wrong with me, something was missing in me, something is broken in me. But Jesus invited us to come with that heavy burden, and this consciousness will refresh you. So we can take a moment to reflect on all the people in your life that have told you it's easier than you think. Your life is already available 100%. Your only responsibility is to believe in yourself. And Jesus asked the man with the mat, he said, get up and walk. Get up and live. Get up in our mind and appreciate that we're breathing, we're living. You will never, ever come again. And so your willingness to just simply appreciate that, like every newborn baby, brand new, God in action. And we are God in action. So I invite you in your reflection moment to hold in your mind those people that perhaps have been part of Unity in Chicago, or the people that have really seen you as you truly are. Whether it was a friend or a minister or a therapist, a teacher, your idea of Jesus or Gandhi or Buddha. I'd like you to hold that place of knowing how loved you are and how important you are and how perfect you are. In this day, in this breath, in this place, 100% enough. Let's breathe into that place of being so loved. I am so loved. In the silence. In the silence. This breath of enough. Allowing ourselves to feel the truest energy of being part of Unity, being part of Unity in Chicago and the Unity movement. 125 years of this awakening and this consciousness blessing millions and millions of people. Many people have given their dedication to making this world work, and we're all part of that consciousness. So how valuable are you to awaken to the greatness of your soul? And everything you need is right here in this moment. So supported and loved in this community. You can't do it wrong. We are so blessed by your presence, and you get to know that you are the blessing and you are blessed. You are a walking and talking breathing instrument of God, of light and love and laughter. Take a deep breath of gratitude for being exposed to this level of consciousness. And we go out into our world recognizing we are the gift that we're looking for. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for this incredible gathering of souls and the world changing through us. Let there be peace on earth. It is beginning with each and every one of us right here and right now. And so it is. Amen. And we'll sing together a song, and then we'll go into our time of chaplains coming up. But it is called I Am. And you're welcome to sing along with Gretchen and Maggie.
I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am. I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am. You are love. I am as God created me. You are golden. I am in this world. You are beautiful. I am as God created me. You are holy. I am, I am, I am. You are Lord. I am as God created me. You are beautiful. I am in this world. You are golden. I am as God created me. You are holy. I am, I am, I
Thank you. We invite you to speak the names of those you would like held in prayer into this sacred space. In this moment, we hold our beloved community in our hearts and prayers. We hold our minister, our board, our staff, and our volunteers in this powerful prayer energy, and we bless each one of them. May our peace and oneness bless our brothers and sisters all around the world. Thank you, God, for prayers already answered. Amen. We are your prayer chaplains for this service. Jeff, Sue Ellen, Jerry, and myself, Diane. We are here to support our community with prayer. If you have a prayer concern or a joy to share, we are here to pray with you. Simply make your request. Then we will take your request into prayer. Know that we will honor your confidentiality. The prayers in the prayer box are prayed on here at Unity in Chicago and then sent to Unity Village, where they are prayed on for an additional 30 days. Also, feel free to send a prayer request through our website during the week. You can also email Jay Hand the name of someone you would like held in prayer to be included in all our services. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to serve.
Chaplains. Wow. All right. So we are so grateful to know that abundance is our natural state of being. Why don't we say that together? Abundance is our natural state of being. Boy, you guys know that. And so we are giving from that sense of the overflowing cup to allow this center to keep growing and be the light, love, and laughter that it's meant to be. And of course, as you give, you always create that space into which you receive. And just know you're all members of this. You're all in ownership of this place as you give, because you're part of how we keep lights on and keep everything alive, and it's all great. I'd like you to, if you give in the prosperity class, just bless the basket as it goes by. If you want to give electronically, we have a credit card machine out there. But regardless, I'd love you to put your hands together, and let's just breathe into this conversation we're having today of I am enough. And we know we give from that place of feeling really peaceful about our health, our wealth, the love that we are, what we bring, and we know we are part of the ongoing of this consciousness, and one of the many ways we give is financially. So I say this is one of the many, many channels of good that come into your life. So you can just see it as this waterfall that is your consciousness. And so with that place of flowing and expansion and wellness and ease, we say together the conscious giving blessing, or I will just lead you in something. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And thank you, God. Thank you, God. God is my source.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. All right. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Thank you, Gretchen. Fantastic. Woo! Nothing like a bunch of thank yous. Thank you for everybody's still doing stuff. All right, that's great. That's great. I know. Well, just call out something you're grateful for. Chicken. Fernando, that's beautiful. Thank you. It's great. That's what Thanksgiving's all about. All right. It's amazing how that gratitude just shifts everything. So let's breathe into this gratitude, whether it's chicken or Fernando or this great community. You know, we just feel this gratitude for being alive, being able to share, being able to support a community, a church, a building, a spiritual mansion. I mean, it's this huge consciousness that you all have created by saying yes to this, to being in this spiritual family. It's the healthiest family there is, families that come together and say, yes, I want to be well, and I want to be part of something that makes the world a better place. Yahoo! How does it get better? All right, we're going to say together our conscious giving blessing. We are grateful for these gifts of faith and love. We are to recognize them as signs of our prosperity and highest good. We affirm God is in action right here and right now. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Today's beautiful flowers are generously donated by Laura Branch and Simone Kohlinger. Are they here today?
Are they here?
They're in the back over there.
Yeah, they're just married. There they are.
In loving gratitude to their Unity family for your love and support for our wedding on October 18th, 2014. We are so blessed and grateful. Love from Laura and Simone. Thank you for the honor of having that beautiful wedding here in our community. And congratulations to you both. Lots of dates are open for flower donations in November and in December, so just stop by in the gallery if you'd like to celebrate a milestone, a loved one, or if you just want to get some flowers up there. A couple announcements, and I know we're all really anxious to get to chicken, so I'll be quick. Okay. We want to thank Legenia Bailey. LG, are you still here? LG did this morning's pranic healing downstairs in the library and Blessing of Unity, so we want to thank her for that. It meant so much to us, and we thank LG and Christy and all of those who helped make that happen this morning. In recognition of National Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, Unity partners with Goldie's Place to offer a screening of the acclaimed documentary At Home, and that'll be November 21st here at Unity. And do we have a time on that?
Yes, it'll be 6:30. There we go.
Okay, there you go. Okay. A reminder to all of you artisans, it's time to get your applications in to participate in our craft fair. It's going to be November 23rd this year. It's a little bit earlier than usual, so make sure you pick up your application and information over in the gallery. And some ways to experience Unity during the holidays. We'll be having a Unity Thanksgiving Eve Cafe on Wednesday, November 26th, and that will be from 6 to 8 p.m.
23rd, but yeah, they'll all get here.
Okay. Unity will provide the turkey, and you guys get to bring your favorite side dishes and desserts. Just make more of what you're making for the next day and show up here on Wednesday. And we'll follow with a gratitude service with Reverend Heidi at 8 o'clock. And we have 2 special Christmas Eve services planned. Those I know will be on December 24th. Yes. Beauty school paid off, right? Yeah. So 2 services, and there'll be a family service at 5:30, and then a later service at 7:30. And also we'll be having a burning bowl ceremony on New Year's Eve at 7:30. Good. We want to welcome all of you who are with us for the first time. You picked a great day to do that, and we know that there are no accidents. You're here by divine appointment. So if you are with us for the first time, we have a small gift of welcome. If you could raise your hand with me so our ushers can find you. Make sure you keep them up for a couple seconds, okay? Over here. And Randy, we have a couple more up in here. There was a hand up here that isn't up, and there you go. Okay. We're delighted that you've come to be with us today. Please make sure you make yourself welcome at the welcome table. No, where are you guys today? Library? In the library, there's a big welcome sign. We have a copy of a welcome CD for you. We'd love to get to know you and answer any questions that you might have. And those of you that haven't been here for too long, you can also go down there and ask any questions that you like. And now, I've covered everything. I'm just making sure.
I do have one, yes, just because there's always something. I wanted to say the vegetarian options for the meal today were sponsored by Steve Benz. Steve, will you please stand up? Yes, that's right. Thank you. All right, so you all remember chicken. Come back here at 1. There was something else, but don't worry, I'll tell you. Okay.
Yeah, make sure you come back for the meeting at 1. If you're not staying for chicken, come back at 1. Welcome back, Maggie Bynum.
Yeah.
Don't you feel motivated now? Yeah. Don't you feel like there's nothing we can't do? no stopping us now. Woo! And it's okay if you dance. This is a church you can dance in your spot. Shift from leg to leg. Let it go, let it flow. Ain't no stopping us now. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. We don't have a long, long way to go. Ask us where we're going. I don't know, but we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting ourselves together. We're pushing up our act. No, we've got a long, long way to go. I will refuse to be held down anymore. Yeah. Don't you let nothing, nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen, listen to every word I say. Every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Woo! Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. Yes, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. We're moving. Yeah, we're grooving. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got the groove. I know you know someone who has a negative vibe, and when you're trying to make it, they only push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going. They don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting ourselves together. We're polishing up our act. Yeah. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Yeah. Don't you let nothing, nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen, listen to every word I say. Every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Yeah, we're grooving. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. Yeah, yeah. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. We're moving, moving, grooving. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the move. Yeah. Ain't no stopping us now. No.
The president of the board always wears a tiara, but today she doesn't have it. All right. So do you want to say the prayer for protection? All right. I was going to tell you that you can get Wayne tickets upstairs or downstairs if you want to pay a credit card upstairs and downstairs.
No. Is it going to be loud?
A little.
No, it's not.
All right. Okay.
It's okay.
So let's where's that affirmation?
Just cover
So let's say our affirmation one more time with kids here. All right. So together. When I slow down, everything is enough. This breath is enough. This day is enough. I am enough. Oh, and everybody knows they're enough here. All right, so let's sing ourselves out to Chicken, and Jake's going to...
Don't you let nothing, nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen, listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move, we're moving, yes, we're grooving. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove, hey, yeah, yes. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move, we're moving, ooh, we're grooving. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the move. Ain't no stopping us now.